Hello travelers, welcome back to Evrim-Yıldız Tarot. Yes, I was not here last week. We don't talk about it, okay? We don't talk about it. But now, today we're here to look at your October predictions. Of course, with Zodiac Piles. Today we're taking a look at the most important parts, especially like in quarters of the month. And it was not intentional, but all of the readings also talk about the intentions of other people in October. Remember that this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I simply aim to reflect the energy or spill tea you already know about. If you'd like to request topics, be sure to comment. You may choose from 3 piles based on the images or the zodiac signs. For today's piles, we have 3 pictures that I associate with October. All timestamps for the piles are below. As a disclaimer, tarot is not a substitute for professional help of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I currently do not offer personal readings. Enjoy your stay. Hello, Pile 1 and the cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and Libra. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at your October predictions. For those of you that are watching this in another time, this simply applies to the next month or the next upcoming October. Now, Pile 1, your cards for the day are Reverse High Priestess, the Page of Cups, the 3 of Wands, and the Reverse Ace of Cups. Your Oracle cards for the day are Confidence, it comes with time and practice, and Expectations, don't seek anyone's approval. Now, Pile 1, I'd like to start by reading off the descriptions of the Oracle cards. Confidence, 23. It comes with time and practice. It seems like everywhere around you, people are chattering about how confident they are and how freeing it feels. You wish you could relate to them, but you haven't gotten there yet. Listen, it's alright. Confidence is not an instant or an overnight evolution. Just like everything else, it takes time, practice, and a lot of unlearning of toxicity. Your other Oracle card of the day, Expectations, 12. Don't seek anyone's approval. People will always have their own expectations of who they think you should be. Their opinions are almost always based on restrictive societal norms and therefore are extremely unrealistic. No matter what they tell you, remember that you have permission to be whoever it is you most wish to be. You don't need anyone else's approval, only yours. Now, Pile 1, I'd like to start off by saying, I see here that a lot of you are dealing with outer conflicts becoming inner conflicts. A lot of you might be already dealing with how you perceive yourself. A lot of you might be told, you Pile 1, oh Pile 1, you're just doing things wrong. Oh Pile 1, you don't know how to live life. Oh Pile 1, you should have done this like that. Like, it's like advice like floating in the air, but it's like nothing lands, nothing sticks actually. And a lot of these comments or quote-unquote advice you get, it might actually be very insincere. You know this, but it seems like you can't really also say anything. For you, Pile 1, I see in October that enough is enough. With the Page of Cups here, I see that for some time, perhaps you have upheld this thought that, okay, maybe if I just let things fly, you know, if I just don't reply, if I just don't defend myself, if I don't show who I actually want to be, if I don't raise my voice, if I stay in these social circles, if I let these people hurt me a little bit, quote unquote, then things will just pass. Like, things will just continue, like, and things, you know, it will just pass me by. It will be okay. And I see here, especially in the first half for some of you, but especially in the first quarter of October, you're standing up and you're like, oh, fuck no, I'm not doing this anymore. What is this supposed to be? This ain't no recess. Like, stop playing with me. And I see that a lot of you are actually pulling up the courage, the confidence, to actually go to those people and be like, this doesn't, no, like, you can't talk about me like this. You can't invade my privacy. You can't invade my thoughts like this. This doesn't work. This is not gonna work, and I will not let this continue. And we see here, your message is very clear, Pile 1. In October, you are standing up for yourself, and you're like, no, like, I'm not doing this anymore. This is not sustainable. It seems to me that you have, you already known this. You've already known that this isn't sustainable. This wasn't good for you. You already knew that. But for one reason or the other, with Reverse High Priestess, for some of you, it might have been your family, like blood-related family, or the people you were staying with, or people just that you can't really get away from, in general. And so you have always tried to like put it off. Oh, like, yeah, you know, they just say things. But in the month of October, you're like, oh no, I can't, like, no, this is not going anymore. If I were to give an example, for example, let's say you are not exactly happy with how you look. And the people around you, for example, your family, they always give you side comments like, oh, like, yeah, Pile 1, you should do this. Oh, like, yeah, Pile 1, you should try this makeup. Oh, Pile 1, you should try this diet. You should try these foods and whatever. And in itself, it's not necessarily bad. It's just that, you know, like, there's this heavy air of, you know, that they say these things to like prick at you. Like, it's not like necessarily like haul you, like hurt you to an extreme extent, but you know that the intention of kind of hurting you is already there. And with time, these things evolve into, oh my god, Pile 1, you look terrible too. Well, like, you know, Pile 1, if you put that makeup on, like, it's just, you know, like, you just look like this and that, like. And it seems to me that for a long time, you have tried to ignore this. Some of you might actually have used sleep and dreaming, like daydreaming, to get away from these problems or these people, these comments. And as October rolls, for some of you, with number 12 here, expectations, I would guess in the first half, something comes up. 3 of Wands. Something new is on the horizon, but it's not necessarily new, as in it's not like revolutionary, but something that they say or something that is done, something happens, and you're like, wait a minute, this is what I have to expect, accept. This is what I come home to every day. I have to sit here and actually take this comment or this situation, whatever. And you're like, nah, no. It's almost like in the Page of Cups, you see he's holding the cup with the fish in hand. And with the reverse Ace of Cups, you're dunking that cup. You're like, no, we're not doing this anymore. No. And I see you, Pile 1, and you know, this might be, for a lot of you, this is very scary, and it's like speaking up and saying no and saying, like, maybe even cutting people off for you. But I see here, I did not put it up in the picture, but at the back of the deck, you have the Queen of Cups. And that tells me, Pile 1, you're pulling through with your decision. You're making a better cup for yourself. Something like a cup that you're not expecting that behavior from others, and you're setting the boundaries for yourself. And you're actually gonna pull through with this decision. Now, for a lot of you with reverse High Priestess, this might come off as like, oh, like, I mean, this would be a dream, but are you serious? Like, are we really doing this? And as your tarot reader, I am here to say, yes, we are doing this. And I'm with you, Pile 1. I mean, all of this pain, you do not have to go through this. It is time to throw that cup. I mean, for some of you, this might be referring to like a romantic relationship where, for example, you're in a relationship since 4 years, let's say, and your partner, like maybe they were very kind in the beginning and that's what got you guys together, so to say. And now he's like, or she, they, are like, oh, like, Pile 1, you know, like, that dress looks disgusting. It's like, or when you're doing something, it's like, oh, Pile 1, like, oh, I wish Pile 1 looked like that. Or like, oh, like, I wish you looked a little better. Like, I wish you could do this thing a little better. And for you, speaking up and drawing the boundary might actually be something like breaking up. And that, well, requires throwing the full cup, like the full quote-unquote cup in the first place. To that, for those of you in this situation like this, where it's either like all or nothing, you either stay with this person or you leave, I would like to say that cup was never full in the beginning, Pile 1. And I see here that in October, you are actually realizing this, like actually going through this treatment, actually going through these comments, these people saying these things. It's not worth it. And it never was. It's that, it's hard. It's hard to stand up. It's hard to say, no, I don't deserve this. Stop, shut up. You cannot say these things about me. It's hard. It is. And I see here in October, you realize perhaps the way you have justified these things for yourself, the way that you have tried to rationalize these things, or like, oh yeah, maybe I do look that bad. Like, maybe I do look like that. Maybe I just can't do it. In October, and I see here in the first half, in the first quarter, you're like, no, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I am not gonna stand for this treatment anymore. And that, Pile 1, is bringing you to the latter half of the month with number 23 here, where it's hard. We're going somewhere. Like, the decisions you make in the first half, the first quarter, everything riles up to like the last quarter, basically. And you might actually, in the last quarter, you might be like, oh my god, like, was this the right decision? Like, self-doubt. Like, oh, like, should I have actually been that harsh? Should I have actually cut these people off or done this? And Pile 1, yes. Trust yourself that you're doing the right thing. And I see here that maybe it would help you to consider just what would happen if you didn't do anything. In your oracle cards here, we have a stark difference between literally day and night. Like, not even metaphorical. Like, literally, in the card expectations, it's literally nighttime. And in card confidence, it's literally daytime. I mean, it's sunrise. That's how I see it. Which tells me it might be scary, but what other choice is there for you? Think about it. And for some of you, you might actually be traveling. For example, let's go off of the relationship example. You say, no, you can't treat me like this. An argument breaks out and you say to your partner, I don't want this toxic relationship anymore. I'm going back to my dorm or whatever, whoever. And so you actually physically leave in transport. For some of you, this might also, like I said, come in the form of like physically leaving the situation. You're like, no, like I'm gone, not doing this anymore. And that's what I see for you, Pile 1, in the month of October. To shortly recap, in the first quarter of the month, you're realizing, maybe it's not worth it that I let people treat me like this. In the first half of the month, you come clean to yourself and you actually stand up for yourself and say, no, I'm not taking this behavior from you anymore. I'm not going to let you treat me like this anymore. In the third quarter of the month, you're pulling through with your decision and you are insisting, no, I do not need this energy. I do not need this treatment. It's not even energy. I don't need this treatment in my life. I did not sign up for this. And in the last quarter of the month, you're leaving the situation or this place, this community, person, whatever. You're like, no, I am not doing this. And even though you may have some doubts, you're still pulling through for your own sake, Pile 1. That's beautiful. And that's all I see for you, Pile 1, in the month of October. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in another reading. I wish you the best of luck. Goodbye. Hello, Pile 2, and the fixed signs, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at your October predictions. For those of you that are watching this in another time, this simply applies to the next month or the next October. Now, Pile 2, your cards for the day are Reverse Knight of Swords, Reverse Ace of Swords, Reverse Devil, and the King of Swords. Your oracle cards for the day are Library 22. Take control of your own narrative. And Mural, number 25. Be your own first priority. Now, Pile 2, I would first like to read out the descriptions of the cards, your oracle cards, from the guidebook. Number 22, Library. Take control of your own narrative. Someone else is trying to call the shots in your life. They think they can waltz in and control your every move, and you need to say no to their manipulation. It might seem tempting to relinquish control, but if you give someone else power over your narrative, chaos will ensue, and it will be all in their favor, not yours. The stories inside of you make you a library on the verge of bursting, but only if you're the one to pick up the pen. And number 25, Moral. Be your own first priority. Whatever you're currently grappling with, you must put yourself first. When you're on an airplane, they always tell you to put on your own oxygen mask before you try to help your neighbor with theirs. That is to say, if you don't make sure your own energy bar is full, then you'll have no energy to give to someone else. Be brave enough to admit when you need to take a step back from the demands of others and work on making sure you're okay. Now, Pile 2. First of all, damn, yeah, packed energy. I be stumbling over my own words. For some of you, this is a lot of rage, a lot of anger I see here. And, kind of at a loss for words. I mean, my goodness, 3 swords, 1 devil, what? Pile 2, what kind of hell are you, what is going on in your life, Pile 2? Pile 2, what are you doing? Getting back to your October predictions, Pile 2. You're slowing down, first of all, with reverse Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is the fastest knight in the deck. And when it's reversed, sometimes we see stagnation. But in this case, it seems to be stopping for the sake of realizing. Seems like you're in the middle of the storm. Okay, it's not even the eye of the storm, like the calm part. No, we're in the middle of the storm. But amidst this chaos, you're still stopping and being like, wait a second. Something ain't right. And I see here the entire time there's this motive of the sword. The sword in the knight's hand, the sword in someone else's hand, in the Ace of Swords, and then in, well, your hands again, in the King of Swords. And in the middle we have the Devil. Now, considering your oracle cards, pile 2, I see here you're coming to the final phase of some sort of very chaotic, toxic situation. We're in the last phase, pile 2. So, wipe off the sweat first. You're in the final phase of this massive situation. Last stand sort of energy. And I see here that there might be a lot of people, or some person in general, that you have this major conflict going on with. Might be even a group of people, one person. It changes for different situations. And it seems that you pile 2 and this person, situation, people, are fighting over the control of one thing, but it's also mostly victory in a mental sense. It's almost like everyone's just like, oh, like they're trying to convince you, oh yeah, pile 2, I was right in the first, like I was always right, and you're like, no, you were not. The fuck. In the first, like I said, in the first quarter, pile 2, you're realizing, you know what, this is not worth going through this chaotic thing in like 2 times speed. Is you need to calm down. And as you calm down, you're realizing, oh, wait a second. This thing that we have been fighting over, for some of you, this is an actual object. For example, this might be some sort of inheritance for some of you. For some of you, this is just simply an object that has somehow become the face or become the core of this conflict, but it represents something else. And for others of you, this is like purely, it's not even just emotional, like I said, it's like, almost like people are trying to prove, oh, like, no, I was right. I was right the entire time. Like, oh yeah, and you have to accept like whatever that I'm offering you. And you're realizing until the first half of October, oh, this was just a distraction. This was just distracting me from the main problem this entire time. And I see here, pile 2, that with library, you are taking control of your own narrative. For a lot of you, you might have been in conflict with people that are older than you. Might have been family. This might be like authority figures. Very chaotic and very packed situation, my god. However, coming back, so many detours, pile 2. Wow, like very packed energy here. Trying to put this into words is a lot for me. In the first half, you're slowing down and you're realizing this was distracting me from the main problem. And perhaps people, let's say the ops, they have been trying to, maybe, this sounds very terrible. Like worsen your mental state so that you just won't fight back. I don't, it's very malicious. Coming back. After this realization, with Merle, as you can see in the background, there is a castle burning, and the person drawing keeps drawing on flowers in front of the castle, and that's telling me you're actually going away from the middle of the storm to the eye of the storm, where it is calm. With the reverse devil here, I see here for you, pile 2, that you are recognizing, well, first of all, this bullshit. Second of all, that this was a more elaborate plan. For some of you, this is part of something even bigger than what you thought it was. And you're with the King of Swords saying, no, I will not engage in this activity. Your intentions have always been against me. Your intentions have always been to hurt me. And you realize, pile 2, the only way to win is not to play. This person, this group, whatever, the more you engage in this, the more you fight for this sword here, the more it's almost like they're dragging you in, like they're dragging you into the book, like they're dragging you into the story. And as you leave, they might be like, oh, pile 2, they were always a coward. Like, oh yeah, pile 2, you're just like, for some of you, this might be seriously family, but like relatives and all involved. Like, there's more than, for a lot of you, there's like multiple people involved, maybe a main person, but multiple people involved. And they might be like, oh yeah, pile 2 was always like, pile 2, like, their family, and, like, pile 2 has always been like this, and, they're always so weak, and there's a lot of rage here. I keep stuttering over my own words, as I'm channeling. And still, you are choosing the logical end of the situation. You may have invested a lot of energy in this pile 2. And for maybe 90% of you have invested so much into this. This might be money, this might be energy, this might be time, emotions, literally everything. Or your decisions as well. And so you might be thinking, I don't want to leave. What? Like, I have done so much for this situation. My tarot reader, what are you trying to tell me here? And what I'm trying to tell you, pile 2, is as you pass the first half of the month, you will come to realize, like I said, the only way to win is not to play. The only way to survive in this burning castle is to not be in the burning castle, pile 2. The more you drag yourself into this, the more you let yourself be not manipulated, what's the word? The more you let these people influence your emotions, like enrage you, and like you engage back and like, oh, what did you say? Like, you cannot say this to me. Oh, like, you can't treat me like this. The more they start winning because they're gaining a reaction out of you. Their goal, and my God, these are such malicious people. They're here trying to engage you into it. And you will realize you can be the flowers around the castle, around the burning castle. The flowers do not care. And, what, if we go off of this allegorical castle here, it's almost like the entire time, this entire ploy was, oh yeah, we say pile 2 is like, we say these things to pile 2, and pile 2 keeps engaging with us, and then in the amidst this conflict, like, we make ourselves righteous, like, it's almost like the plan is you engage with them so much that you also start retaliating in bad ways, and so they can be right then. Because if we go off of this example, that for a lot of you, this is a group of people that might be older than you, with the Devil and King of Cups here, King of Cups, King of Swords, compared to the Knight of Swords. They might be trying to use the "oh, I'm older" card when you let me give an example. Let's say this is about some sort of inheritance, or you have to live with people who are older than you, relatives, I don't know, something going on. And, because this fight is going on, you start retaliating. You're like, oh, you cannot say those things to me. Do you know how much I have done this? And the moment they get the wanted reaction out of it, they start crying. They're like, oh my god, like pile 2, like, you're such an ungrateful child. Like, do you know how old I am? Do you know what I did for your parents? Or do you know what I did for, I don't know, this company? And they're waiting to basically use their trump card. And the only way they can use the trump card is by dragging you into the situation. And you will realize this, pile 2. And for those of you that are thinking, okay, but how am I going to get away? You stop engaging, pile 2. You stop engaging with them. You stop engaging in that way. Or you stop engaging with them at all. With the King of Swords here, final phase of the month, no, like, for some of you, you might be moving out. For some of you, you might be like taking caution to engage with them less. Like, for example, if you have to share a house with these people, you're like cooking for yourself or doing something. And so you don't have to sit with them at the dinner table. And such similar things. You disengage. And that's how you win, pile 2. And you will, amidst the storm, you will win. And that's what I see for you, pile 2. Such a packed reading. I'll see you in the next reading, and I wish you the best and the best of luck. Goodbye! Hello, pile 3 and the mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at your October predictions. For those of you that are watching this in another time, this simply applies to the next month or the upcoming October. Now, your cards for the day, pile 3, are the Lovers, Reverse Queen of Wands, Reverse Hierophant, the Knight of Cups. Your oracle cards for the day are number 2, Evil Queen, you deserve sugar, not salt. And Tower, number 3, unplug and relax for a spell. Now, pile 3, I would like to read out the descriptions of your oracle cards first. Evil Queen, you deserve sugar, not salt. Someone in your life is mistreating you. You keep trying to see the good in them, but they just keep disappointing you again and again. Truth is, some people don't deserve second chances. As difficult as it may be, this is your sign that you need to cut them loose. Unfollow them and block their number. It's time to move on. Do whatever it takes to find some inner peace, for it's just as precious as gold. And Tower, unplug and relax for a spell. It's time you took a step back and spent some quality time with your one true best friend, yourself. Look up some yoga videos on YouTube. Try out guided meditation. Read a book from a genre you might not usually read. Take a morning stroll around your neighborhood and discover places you've never been before. When we take the time needed to recharge, we're paying the greatest respect to ourselves. Now, pile 3. Your oracle cards said it the best. See here with the Lovers. For a lot of you, this might relate to a romantic partner. Not necessarily for those of you, this is some sort of business partner. Might even be family for some of you, related by blood, or simply not related by blood, simply family. And you, pile 3, you have simply tried to turn like a blind eye to what's been happening. With the reverse Queen of Wands here, you have been unhappy. This situation has been terrible. Oh my god. Like, reverse Hierophant, Evil Queen, you deserve sugar, not salt. It's almost like this person, I'll go off of the example of a romantic partner. Doesn't have to be. Take it how it resonates. They've been putting salt in the wound, my god. And you may have always thought, okay, but they weren't like this, and they have treated me well before, like, they're just going through a hard time, they're just, I don't know, they're not mentally feeling well, they're not physically well, so it's, they're projecting. Cut it up, pile 3. And you are realizing it in the month of October. You are realizing that, okay, maybe the decision to keep them was not the right one. And now, pile 3, you might be feeling like, okay, it's hard to go back. I mean, with the Lovers here, for some of you, this might even be marriage. We're talking about a big commitment. If this is a company, this might be like a contract, like a long-term contract. Something simply that takes a lot of commitment. And it's something that kind of binds you to this person. For some of you, this might be a situation, but for the most of you, maybe like even 95%, we're talking about a very specific person. Something that binds you to them. And you're like, okay, it's hard to accept. It's hard to accept that it's hard to accept that was the wrong person, that was the wrong setting, that was the wrong decision, and you're having to, because this hurts your ego, especially, like what? I'm pile 3. How the fuck did I make this wrong of a decision? You're fine, like, especially in the first days. We're not even talking about the first half yet. You're coming to realize, okay, I'm gonna have to turn back on my decision. I accept it. I was in the wrong. I was wrong to commit to this person. It was the wrong person. It was the wrong decision. Wrong time. Wrong person. In that pile 3 is actually the start of a new thing for you. I see for you, pile 3, not to spoiler the other piles, but their oracle cards have always had much bigger numbers than yours. And you are the only pile with such small numbers in their oracle cards. And that tells me, pile 3, that this process of realizing an action is coming in light speed. As we enter October, you're like, okay, yeah, you know what, I accept it. You know what, okay, it's hard for my ego. It's hard to say, I fucked up, it was the wrong decision. Maybe you have friends or family that have told you, okay, this is not the right time, not the right person. And you have told them, no, you don't know them like I do, you don't know them like I do. And now and you're going up to them and saying, you're right, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. And pile 3, this is happening in the first half of the month. This cutting off, realization, considering, cutting off, breakup, in terms of a relationship, happening in the first half. And specifically in the third quarter, you might deal with a lot of guilt. And this person actually might try to guilt trip you. For some of you, there is some sort of religious, like a religious bind. For those of you that have special beliefs, like religious beliefs, I mean, you might be legally binded to one another and religiously binded. And legal bind, cutting that off might not be the main problem. It might be the religious one or the spiritual one. I don't know. For some of you, if you believe in soulmates, might be some sort of situation or similar things. So in the third quarter, specifically, after the first half, for the most of you, that might be, the other person might try to use that against you. Oh, pile 3, we have done, this religious marriage, you can't just do that, we're binded, we're spiritually binded, take it how it resonates. And you, pile 3, you're like, oh, hell no. I mean, sure, we might be, but what makes you think that I won't cut you off? It's like kind of a savage energy here. It's like, what makes you think that's gonna stop me? Like, who do you think I am? I'm pile 3. Come on now. And so, pile 3. Towards the end of the month, you're also severing of this bond, legal bond that's already on the way, but the spiritual bond, like the soulmate bond, for some of you, again, if you believe in this, take it how it resonates. That's what you are severing. And despite their efforts, there might actually be a new bachelor. I mean, for some of you with the Knight of Cups, in terms of relationship, Knight of Cups always shows the way for somebody new coming in. And, you know, they might actually be trying to stop this person. Like, this, I would like to clear it first of all. This is not a cheating situation. You're cutting off something, and you're starting new with someone else. Or you're getting to know somebody new. No cheating involved. You're cutting ties off. And this person, this might also be a new offer. For some of you, if this is some sort of job, new job offer comes up, it's actually quite fast. I mean, I believe the most of you have already been thinking about this, but you just could not accept it. Like, the part of, like, unplugging, that was the hard part. You were already on the way. You already knew about this. And pile 3, until the end of the month, you're severing this connection, person. If I were to give an example for like of a relationship, like, you might be with somebody that does not really appreciate you. You might be with them for, like, a very specific reason. For example, I don't know, your childhood best friends. That's why you're together. Still together, I mean. Perhaps in the beginning there was a lot of love, affection, but now it's like, it's gotten old. That doesn't save it anymore. That doesn't save the relationship anymore. And as October starts, you're saying, no, I don't deserve this. The way you treat me, it's not good. There might be some sort of arguments, like, we're married, or we have so much history together. You're still like, no, I don't care. I'm still cutting this thing off. And towards the end of the month, a new offer comes up. For some of you, new person, you get to know someone new. If it's a job, new job offer, something simply new, and it's something genuine. I would also like to talk about the symbolism of yellow and blue in your reading. In the background of the 3 tarot cards, Lovers, Queen of Wands, and Knight of Cups, we see the blue background. And in the Evil Queen, the blue comes up again. And I see here, I mean, as I look at the card, the sugar is at the part where it is blue. Coming to the yellow, the sun in the Lover's card is yellow. The robe of the Queen of Wands is yellow, and golden ornaments in the other cards are all also yellow. And that also kind of tells me, perhaps the person that might be coming in might be very contradictory to how the old person was. And you may have also learned, simply learned, okay, maybe I can just accept the other person, maybe I can just accept this. Even though you knew, okay, it's not really me. It's not really what I stand for. This is not really what I want to do. And that, pile 3, it takes a lot of courage to admit that. It takes a lot of courage to say, I was wrong. Plain and simple, I was playing myself in this situation as well. Not to say that you're at fault for how this person treated you. Not at all. Simply saying, turning a blind eye to the situation did not help at all. In pile 3, with the Tower, unplug and relax for a spell. This is not the end of the world. Not at all. With 2 major arcana cards, it might, at first, it might feel like you're throwing away years of commitment, like years of compassion, like a contract, whatever. Like I said, it might even be a marriage for some of you, like a legally binding marriage. But this is not something that is gonna wreck your life. In fact, this is the start of something much better and something that's much more suited for you. And so pile 3, as October rolls around, even if it's just in your thoughts, come clean with the fact, okay, maybe that wasn't the right person, right decision. I may have been wrong. And as October goes on, you will realize, okay, I gotta leave. We're not doing this anymore. And you will come to realize, pile 3, that there are a lot of people supporting you. You're not alone. And the people that have perhaps advised you, this is not right person, they might come around to support you again in your decision to leave. So know that you're not alone, pile 3. You got this. That's what I see for you today. Amazing reading. Thank you for listening, pile 3, and I'll see you in another reading. Stay safe, and goodbye.